In this session, we will focus on read, update, and delete functionalities in the Task Manager module of our project Micro Task Hub. In the previous session, we implemented the create task functionality. Now we will continue with the remaining CRUD operations that allow user to retrieve, modify, and remove task records. Using Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB, we will build scalable backend API that support complete task lifecycle management. By end of this session, you will be able to understand the design and implementation of read, update, and delete functionalities in Task Manager module of Micro Task Hub application. Develop backend RESTful API for task retrieval, modification, and deletion using Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB. Retrieve task records from MongoDB collection using task identifiers and filtering mechanism. Implement task update and delete functionality based on business requirement. Utilize correlation ID from JWT payloads to ensure user can access and manage only their authorized task records. Display task information dynamically and reflect CRUD operations in the front-end application. These functionalities are essential because they enable user to effectively manage their task while maintaining security and data integrity. Let's start implementation. Go to the project location, delete the folder frontend underscore repo to get a latest version of frontend from the Git repository. Then open command prompt for this location. So click on address bar and execute the command cmd. Once command prompt is opened, we can clone the repository by using the command git clone followed by the repository URL. The repository URL is also given in the video description. Once the cloning process completes, we can close the command prompt. It creates a folder frontend underscore repo in the project location. So open the folder and choose the latest version 6.0. The version 6.0 have both frontend and backend applications. So open frontend in VS Code, click on the address bar, execute the command code space dot. Once it opens in VS Code, add a terminal and convert the terminal into command prompt mode, then start its execution. So make sure it is running from the version 6.0 and convert into command prompt mode. The project is recently cloned from the repository. We must install the dependencies by using the command npm install. Then start its execution by using the command npm run dev. Then enter O. It opens on the browser. Then go to the project location. Enter into backend from version 6.0. Open gateway project in VS Code. Then add terminal, convert into command prompt mode. So the project is recently cloned from the repository. So before starting its execution, we must install the requirements, which is mentioned in the file requirements.txt. So use the command pip install -r followed by the file name requirements.txt. Then start its execution by running the file run.py by using the command python space file name run.py. Then open the project core services using Spring Tools. And make sure the workspace location from version 6.0 backend. Then click on the button launch. Once the Spring Tools is open, then import the project core services. So go to file menu, import, choose Maven, then existing Maven project, browse, go to the location version 6.0 backend and choose the project core services. Then click on finish and wait for the background progress will complete 100%. Now we can open the project and start its execution by right click on the project name, run as Spring Boot app. Next, open the fourth project, task services in VS Code. So go to projects backend folder, open the project task services, click on address bar and execute the command code space dot to open the project task services in VS Code. Then add a terminal and convert the terminal into command prompt mode. Then start its execution by using the command npm start. Now we can go to the browser where front end is running, log in with admin credential. Then go to the module task manager. Displays alert dialog with the message undefined. Still backend APIs are not yet created. Then click on OK. Go to the project task services which is running in VS Code. Open task service.java. In the previous session, we imported the object task from the package models task.js and JWT from JSON Web Token and .env from the library.env. So this is the statement to enable read operation with .env file. Then we read the value of secret key and assign to the constant secret key here. So this is the function we created to perform create task functionality. Next, we need to create a function to perform get all tasks from the database by using correlation ID from payload. Get all task. So create a function using export keyword in asynchronous mode. Function. Let me name the function as get all task with the three inputs. One is page, current page and its size, and then token. So while retrieving data from the database, we must implement the pagination so that we can fetch all the records and display it on the front end. Inside, create a response object. Then implement try catch for handling the exception. Finally, return the response object. First, we'll complete the catch block by setting value for the response object equal to code 500 and message from e.message. So we prepared JSON data and assigned to the response object in catch block. Then go to the try block. First verify the JSON token. So create a constant payload equal to by using the object JWT from import statement and call the function verify, pass the received token as an input and its secret key for validation. This will authorize the request if token is valid and extract the content of payload and assign to the object payload here. Next, we need to perform calculation for pagination. So create object skip and calculate its value. Page minus 1 multiply with its size. So first we need to calculate how many records need to be skipped to fetch from the database for a particular page. Let us assume the current page number is 1. Then we need to calculate how many records need to be skipped to display it on the first page. So current page is 1, 1 minus 1, 0, 0 multiply with any value, it becomes 0. So 0 records need to be skipped while perform read operation from the database to display the content on the page number 1. And we'll calculate for page number 2. Let us assume the first page we can able to display 10 records, so size is 10. Now we are calculating number of records need to be skipped for second page. So 2 minus 1, 1, 1 into 10, 10. 10 records need to be skipped to display content in page number 2. Let's calculate for page number 3. 3 minus 1, 2. 2 into 10, 20. 20 records need to be skipped to display the content for page number 3. Then we need to perform the read operation. So constant task equal to, by using the object from import statement, task dot call the predefined function point and set a filter value for the field created by and assign value from the payload dot correlation id, that means CRID. So we try to fetch the task details based on the user who created the task. Then we can call the predefined functions to implement the pagination. So actually it is a single line. I'm going to write it as a multi-line for better understanding. Then call the function dot skip and set its value. So this for skip records for pagination. Next, call the function limit and set its value size. So number of records to be fetched per page. Then we can call the function sort and pass primary key id with value 1. So it will perform sorting based on the id. Ascending order by the field id. If you want to list out the data in descending order, we can set value of id as a -1. So -1 for descending order. Then we can find total number of records. So const total records equal to, so use await keyword while performing operation with the database. So here I forgot to add await. Because the function is created in asynchronous mode, we must use the await keyword while performing operation with the database. So await task dot call the function count documents and apply a filter created by value from payload dot CRID. Then assign value to the response object. Response equal to assign a JSON data with success code 200 and page from the parameter page and size from the parameter size and total number of pages can be calculated by using math.sale from total records divided by size. Then return the task data. Then open the package controllers and open the file task controller.js. Create a new endpoint for get all task. So router.get and set name of the endpoint as /get all task with two path variable. One is page and another one is size. Then add arrow function in asynchronous mode with the two parameter request comma response. Then inside arrow function extract the value from the path variable. So constant page size equal to request dot params. Then create object constant response equal to await by using the object of task service.js, which is already added in the import statement. Dot call the function get all task and pass value to the parameter. The first parameter is page and second parameter is size, and the third one is token can be taken from the request headers dot token. So we can take the value of token by using request dot headers dot token, or like previous one, request dot headers within square bracket we can mention the name of the header. Finally, we can return the response by using the object res and call the function JSON and pass the value of a response object. Then save. Then we can test the endpoint get all task. So open a browser, go to new tab, click on the extension icon and add REST client. Set request type as get, and the URL of the endpoint is http://localhost followed by the port number 8002 slash name of the API task, and then name of the endpoint get all task with the page number 1, and size number of records on the page is 2. Then add a header. For that we need a token, so go to the tab where front end is running, use Ctrl Shift C and go to the tab application. Under local storage, click on the link and copy the token and return back to REST client. Click on add header. Name of the header is token and value. Paste, save, then click on the button send request. So it returns data from the database. Then go to the project gateway and open the package controller and open task controller.py. Add a new endpoint. So copy this and paste it. Change the request method as get and change the endpoint name as get all task with the two path variable. One is page and another one is size. And change the function name as get all task and declare the parameters of path variable, that is page declared as integer and size declared as integer. This endpoint will not take any data from the front end, so we can remove data from the parameter, and also change client.post as client.get and update the endpoint of node.js get all task and pass value of the path variable page and then size. And there is no JSON data, so we can remove JSON equal to data dot model dump. Then save. Then go to the front end, refresh, click on task manager. It will fetch data from the database and displays here. Next, we need to focus on the update operation. If user click on any of the edit icon, first it should fetch the data from the database to display it on the front end. As of now, the front end shows undefined error because there is no backend implementation. So go to the backend, the project task services, and open the file task service.js. Next, to get all task, create a function to get a task based on the ID. Export asynchronous function. I just name the function as get task with two parameters. One is ID and another one is token. Inside, create a response object and implement try catch for exception handling. Finally, return the response object. So inside catch block, assign value to the response equal to JSON data with code as 500 and message from e.message. Inside try block, first validate the token. So create object for payload equal to by using the object JWT and call the function verify and pass received token as an input with the secret key. This is for authorization. Next, we need to perform read operation from the database. So const task equal to await from the entity class task.js object and call the function find by id and set a filter underscore id from the parameter id. Then set response equal to code 200 for success and task data. So task from the object task. Then save and open the file task controller.js. Add a new endpoint for get task. So router.get, name of the endpoint is get task with the path variable id. Then add arrow function in asynchronous mode with two parameter request comma response. Inside arrow function, extract the value of path variable. So const id equal to request dot params. Then create a response object equal to await space by using the object of task service and call the function get task and pass value to the parameters. So one is ID and another one is token from the request getter. Finally, return the response object. So res.json and pass the value of response. Then save. Next, go to the project gateway and open the file task service.py. Add a new endpoint for get task. So we can copy the previous endpoint and paste it. Change the endpoint name as get task with one path variable that is id and change the method name as get task and parameter name as id declared as a string. In MongoDB, id will be saved as a string. So remove the second path variable. Then update the endpoint name of Node.js as get task and pass the value of id. And there is no second path variable. Then save and go to the front end. Click on any of the edit icon. It will fetch data from the MongoDB and display it on the pop-up. So user can modify the data and they can click on update button to save the changes permanently into the database. If we click update, it will display undefined error because no backend API in Node.js. So go to the project task services, go to task service.js, create a new function to perform update operation and create a function with the three parameter. One is id and another one is data and then token. Inside create the response object and try catch block for handling the exception. Finally return a response. Inside catch set value of response equal to code 500 and message e dot message. Inside try first validate the JWT token and extract the content of payload. So create object payload equal to JWT dot verify and pass the received token and its secret key. Once the request is authorized, then perform update operation by using await and object of task.js and call the function find one and update. Set a filter underscore id from the parameter id comma data. So this will find a record based on its id and performs the update operation based on the data available in the parameter data. Next, we can return the response. So set response equal to code 200 and message task updated successfully. Then save and go to the file task controller.js. Then create an endpoint for update operation. So router.put and set name of the endpoint update task with one path variable, that is id. Then add arrow function async with the two parameter request comma response. Inside arrow function extract the value of path variable. So const id equal to request dot params. Next create a response object. So const response equal to await by using the object of task service and call the function update task. Pass value to the parameters. One is id and another one is data from the request body. So request dot body and value for the token from request header. So request dot headers dot token. Finally, return the response by using the object res with the function JSON and pass the value of response. Then save. Then go to the project gateway and create a new endpoint for update operation. So we copy and paste and change the request method as put and the name of the endpoint as update task with one path variable id. So change the function name as update task and also include data based on the schema task schema. So front end will send data for update operation that should be handled in the parameter data colon task schema. And then change request.get as request.put and change the endpoint name as update task with path variable id and send JSON data. So JSON equal to data dot model dump. Then save changes and go to the front end. So let me change the deadline as 10th June and priority as I. Then click on update. We'll get response from the Node.js project task updated successfully. Click on OK. The pop-up will be closed automatically. The page will be refreshed. So what are the changes we done? That is reflected on the front end. Then we'll focus on delete operation. So go to the project task services and file task service.js. Create a new function for delete task and create a function export synchronous function. I just named the function as delete task with the two parameter. One is ID and another one is token. Inside create response object and a try catch. Finally return the response. Inside try set value for the response object with error code 500 and message from e.message. Inside try block, first validate the token. So constant payload equal to jwt dot verify and pass received token and its secret key. So this is for authorization. Once the token is authorized, then we can perform the delete operation. So use await keyword and object of task.js and call the function find one and delete. Here we can pass the ID as a filter. Next, return the response with the success code 200 and message task has been deleted. Then save changes and go to the file task controller.js. Create a new endpoint for delete operation. So router.delete and set endpoint name as delete task with one path variable, that is ID, and add arrow function with the two parameter request comma response. Inside arrow function extract the value of path variable. So const ID equal to request dot params. Then create a response object equal to await by using the object of task service and call the function delete task and pass value to the parameters. One is ID and another one is token. So request dot headers dot token. Then return the value of response by using res.json and pass the value of response. Then save and go to the project gateway. Add a new endpoint inside task controller.py to perform delete operation. So me copy and paste. Change the request method as delete and change the endpoint name as delete task with the path variable ID and no data sent from the front end. So we can remove the parameter data colon task schema and change the function name as delete task and change client.put as client.delete and update the endpoint name as delete task and no JSON data for this endpoint. Then save changes, go to the front end, click on delete icon of any of the task. It will ask your confirmation. User wants to cancel the delete operation, they can click on cancel. If they want to delete, click on OK and it returns a response, task has been deleted. If we click OK, the page will be refreshed. The particular data has been removed from the front end. So we come to end of this session. In this session, we have understood the read, update and delete functionalities in the task manager module, learned how front-end application react with backend CRUD APIs. In the next session, we will continue enhancing the micro task project by implementing additional features and advanced backend capabilities.